80s kid from the 90s. Hey Sean, question. How do you feel about Muschietti directing Brave and the Bold? I liked what he did with Batman's story. I hope the CGI will be better too. So I'm a little torn. If I'm Warner Brothers, if I'm an executive, my thought is this guy just directed a movie that bombed for us. In this related franchise, this probably isn't a good pairing. That would be my thought as executive guy. Maybe we shouldn't announce him as the director. I don't know if they announced that when they did as a way to try and get people to show up and buy tickets for The Flash, but I think they set themselves up to now have to keep someone that probably looks like people didn't resonate well with his version of DC. Me personally, I really liked the film. I really liked the first It. I like Batman to be rooted in reality and not CGI based. I wasn't loved the opening sequence in The Flash, wasn't crazy about CGI Ben Affleck being dragged behind a car. So if his plan for Batman the Brave and the Bold is CGI, whoever's cast being dragged behind cars and stuff, I'm not crazy about that. So I like a lot of his work. I'm nervous a little bit about him as the guy because of some of the choices that he's made. He's terrible with CGI. The CGI was the complaint in the It movies too, that it didn't look great. And when he goes out there and he goes, oh, the CGI was supposed to look this way, he sets himself to just look like a fool. Like, what are you, an idiot? What do you mean? You meant to make it look this bad? What are you doing? So I think he shot himself in the foot a little bit on some of that. I was excited when they first said it, in particular because I just seen the movie, so I was down for it. But looking at the response afterwards and then thinking about the CGI, I'm a little bit more lukewarm than I initially was on it. So I just hope he goes more practical. I hope that it's stunt work and not crappy CGI. Batman doesn't need to be a CGI fest. Who is this guy right here? Cody Leach. What on earth? Isn't this guy supposed to be on vacation? Does Andy Muschietti being the director of Batman and the Brave and Bold worry you about how cartoonish and CGI heavy the movie action sequences will be? Or will the Flash backlash scare him away from the CGI? When I initially heard him as the director, I was like, oh, cool. I liked a lot of his stuff. I liked the Flash. Cool. But it's one of those ones that, with time passing, especially watching the Flash a second time, CGI cartoon Ben Affleck being dragged behind a car, you're going this is not the Batman action that I want. And different franchise, they're okay. I don't know what he brings to the table that I'm specifically excited about. I feel like Sam Hargrave, after Extraction 2, every studio should be pulling him in and being here's a great script. Can you play your action thing to our movie? Especially when you look at what people are excited about with Keanu Reeves doing stunts, Tom Cruise riding motorcycles off of cliffs, Tom Cruise getting in jets. There's this revival where people are wanting more practical again. And they're not as wowed by CGI as they were before. And CGI houses are obviously all being overworked and the quality sucks a lot these days in ways that don't make any sense. Flash was shot 2 years ago, $200 million budget. There's no excuse for it looking the way it does. And then you've got someone like a Sam Hargrave that just put out a movie working with Chris Hemsworth that he got as A-lister as you can get to do stunt work, learn the moves. There's a fight in Extraction 2 where they set Chris Hemsworth on fire. And it's in the middle of the water. There's this long take, all this stuff's taking place, and A-lister Chris Hemsworth, this beautiful, gorgeous man, they set him on fire. And it was awesome. I get excited thinking about that. Let's get that guy doing some of these comic book movies. That guy applying it to some of these bigger franchises. And because all of my issues with Extraction 1 or 2 are from Joe Russo, director of Endgame, his scripts. When it comes to the direction, the story work, the character moments, all that stuff, it's great. The star of Extraction 1 and 2 is not Chris Hemsworth, who's awesome in those movies. It's Sam Hargrave, the director. Let's apply that to Batman the Brave and the Bold. Maybe he's not the right fit for that project, but let's apply that. I don't need CGI heavy Batman being dragged behind a car. Similar lines, Logan says, I think Chad Stileski would be a good pick for Brave and the Bold. Same concept here. Stileski, former stuntman, turned into director, and people are actually wowed by his action sequences. He's done all this awesome stuff with John Wick for a decade now. Let's see him do something else. Let's apply that bag of tricks to something else. Same, let's take Hargrave, apply it somewhere else. Love to see it. Most of these clips are pulled from my weekly Patreon live stream. Join at any level and you can join the chat and ask all the questions you want. That's for as little as $2 per month. For $5 per month, you can get your name on my end card. For $25 per month, you can have a monthly video chat with me. Link is in the description for more details, and keep talking movies and TV too much.